call, sir.
Mr. Gator.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Buckley.
Here.
Is quorum present?
Okay, as you wish, please stand for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today thankful and grateful. We ask your blessing upon us and in the decisions that are made. We also thank you for the workers that we have in this county that we celebrate today, a holiday season, and the break bread with them, and we do appreciate them, and we ask your blessing upon them. All these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Consent agenda is on the board. It has been published. Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we want to accept the bid. Nick? As he saunters to the microphone.
So we're gonna accept the one and only NDT bid we got from Bob Johnson Computer Stuff for $24,516.15, and that's gonna be for 18 NDTs.
Okay, Dan, this is from the sheriff's budget. Any particular line item or?
There is, and
Can you never tell which one it was?
if I can tell you right this second, we have numerous line items.
Okay, this is budgeted though.
Yes.
Okay, motion?
All right. Make a motion to accept the bid for MDT Mobile Data Terminals, Bob Johnson's Computer Stuff, for the price of $24,516.15 for 18 units, coming out of the sheriff's budget on one of the line items.
I'll second that. Nick, I was gonna ask you something, or Sheriff. Now, can these come out of the car? They can take them in, so.
Actually, the ones we're getting,
Yeah, this is a file photo.
you can take the whole computer out, or the screen actually comes off. You can use as a tablet as well.
Okay.
So you can take pictures with it and things.
I love the company name, Bob John.
I was just gonna ask, is that a real name?
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like these might have fell off the
You
back of
gotta
the
watch
truck. Hey, but Bob will take care of it.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, personal additional right of way, John?
I borrow your clicker or your
Which one?
John Gross, Highway Administrator. We do have to purchase some additional right-of-way in this particular area right here, which is the south, gonna be the south end of the bridge. And this shower house has to be demolished. So that's what this, purchase is that we're asking, for the landowner there. So this portion of the roadway right here, due to the new style of construction of the bridgeway, this part of the road is gonna be elevated 6 feet. So once we do that, this approach would be too steep. The new approach is gonna come right through here into this, business. So that's what we're asking for, to be paid for out of the ARPA funds, which Berry Road was awarded ARPA funds on Will Bridge a year ago.
At least, yeah.
We just wanna make sure it's documented that it's ARPA.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the additional right-of-way for $25,000 of the ARPA funds for Road and Bridge for the Berry Road Bridge project.
Second.
I'll second that, and I will say this, with all the effort they put in to build this bridge, and then I was at a meeting over the weekend, and a lot of people up there are really looking forward to this, to the Sugar Road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we've got way too much time and everything invested not to do this. This has to be done.
Last week, the environmentalists come back to the 404 and the 401, so the project is moving a little faster now.
Well, I represent them all up there, so I just want you to know that there is one day, but you'll have those in the project, you won't have 100%. So I'm thinking it's 99.9%.
You actually have someone against it?
We have somebody against it.
That's amazing. Okay.
I have a question, Commissioner. So the 25,000 is for the purchase of property?
The additional right-of-way and the destruction of the shower house right here.
All right, so how much is broken down for the right-of-way?
That was just a negotiation with the landowner for
Overall.
Overall, yep.
So is he gonna remove the shower house?
No, we're gonna just tear it down during the
demolish it.
construction.
Is it, and what's the materials in it?
Wood,
Yeah.
Happy landfill to burn down, okay.
They'll have all the big equipment there when they build the bridge, it'll be part of the project, tear it down.
Okay,
Well, and overall, this will be an improvement to his place as far as,
well, we've looked at so many different scenarios, trying to gain access to this property. This parking lot right here lays right now about 10 feet lower than the roadway. So now it's gonna be 15 feet lower than what the new proposed roadway is gonna be. And we've tried to, possibly access Berry Road to the south, this direction. There's an old, gravel road that goes through there. But that's not gonna be a possibility because of the flooding of the lake. We thought about maybe doing some access through here, but if the river's up, they can't get out. We have, even had the engineer design possibly the road coming up through here and then stair stepping back up, but then you come into a sight distance problem or camping trailers trying to get in. It just was not possible. So this was not only the best, but not the only solution that we had to try to gain this
We had
entrance.
many
That's up
meetings
to-
and many negotiations.
Right.
now, John, am I right, that road actually goes over and comes under the bridge and goes back along the river too, don't it?
So, let's see, right here, this road, which is all camping in here,
Yeah.
comes through here and goes under.
Mm-hmm.
It will go under the new bridge, and there will be an access to Turkey Creek, which part of this project is to elevate about a 400-foot section of Turkey Creek to get it out of the floodplain. And that's gonna go along an Ameren easement to the west. Another portion of this additional right-of-way, this slope right now off of the old existing roadway is a 2-to-1 slope down to this camping area. So when that road is elevated 6 feet, that toe slope has to move accordingly. So that's gonna, significantly reduce his camping area there. So that was a negotiation that was made with Mr. Anderson up there, Cherokee Landing LLC, to basically make this bridge happen for the county and the residents of the county. So that's where the compensation's at.
And well, I was gonna ask you, John, and you know what Turkey Creek does when it floods.
I do.
This will help.
It's not gonna reduce all of the flooding because we can't budget that much money. But while we have to address the entrance of Turkey Creek on the Berry Road due to the 6-foot rise in the roadway, we're gonna fix part of the problem.
Yeah.
When you come south on Turkey Creek, there's a bridge there
Yeah.
that we can't build it right. But that, it'll fix the problem from Berry to the bridge.
Well, a lot of people are not familiar with that. When that floods up there, you know how bad it gets.
Yeah,
I mean, that, it
it's
is
very
rough on the
deceptive,
residents.
and there may be 3 or 4 foot of water
Yeah.
on Turkey Creek.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, people's, when we get water, when you just drive on the highway, look out in that field on the other side. They have major floods up there.
we're gonna get all the fill.
For,
Well, you got 6-foot elevation on your, approach.
right on the local quarries.
Okay, so it'd be rock and fill.
Yes. There's actually a little bit of material that's over in this area that may be used right there as well. Another point, this road has access in behind the state park. It parallels the road way up here, and there is actually people that have an easement through here. So this has to stay accessible, and the way it shows right now legally, it can stay accessible. So that was another reason that we couldn't put all of the additional traffic, not that there's much, through his property.
Yeah, there's actually, I know the family, they don't live there now.
They
There
don't,
was a
but they do
residence
go in
back
there,
there.
they do go in there and cut hay and
Yeah.
stuff, so it's been, very tedious project
Wasn't a quick
to try to get this
We
resolved.
appreciate.
Well, I think
I
that's
know
great.
there's been many meetings and I've only made a couple myself, so
Right.
you guys make them all.
Appreciate that.
Okay,
No, you've answered my question, Joe.
Okay.
Thanks.
the reason the bridge is being raised, the old iron bridges, and we've got a picture of one right here.
Very
The
similar.
bracing is overhead. You cannot allow the rushing water to hit the side of the bridge. They're not braced for that. So a bridge is only built for compressive strength, or weight down strength. So since we don't do the iron overhead bracing bridge anymore, which is like a covered bridge, that's what they're for, you do the bracing underneath. And so that makes the bridge much taller in the fabrication, and that's why it had to be raised. So that's the reasoning for that.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot of truss style bridges anymore. And if you go to steel, MoDOT has a new regulation that has to be inspected every year. The wells all have to be inspected, and they just,
And the reason it has to be raised is because you cannot restrict the potential flow of the water.
Again, you don't want side
The
hydraulic
hydraulic
pressure on the
The
bridge.
hydraulic pressure has to,
But,
cannot be decreased.
okay, any other questions?
So you're gonna break ground when?
you probably know that answer as well as I do.
Okay.
I tell people,
We-
hopefully
like I
this
said,
time next
last-
year, that we can cross it.
Yeah, last week we got our environmental, so that does move the project along a little bit more.
And this was, I ain't saying this was holding it up, but it had to be done before it could be bid out.
Yeah.
This,
Well,
this
I know
agreement.
it's, they're sick of me, you guys and Chris Crocker and, everyone else, Smith and Company, are tired of me asking, when are we gonna bid this out?
Well, we asked the exact same.
I know, and then
Um,
what?
We
It's
answered
just
numerous
a-
emails a week about it, so.
It's close.
It takes a while,
All right,
taking a while.
any other questions, comments?
Well, we have way more pluses to build this than we do.
Oh,
minuses.
shoot,
It definitely needs to go.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Purchase upgrade at the camera system. Here comes Nick on his saunter again.
We're trying to figure out who that culprit is.
That's
Yeah.
Satch,
Terry thinks it's,
Yeti
Bigfoot.
or Satch?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, it is Bigfoot.
Well, it's not me, I got
That's
a
how
bill.
good our cameras are.
But that's the oldest camera we've got.
So we're looking to, upgrade our camera system, get more storage. We're gonna purchase under a state contract through Elliott Data Systems. They're the company we currently use. It's gonna be for $27,040.70. This is gonna be, phase one. So hopefully shortly after the first day, we'll be able to bid out the rest of it and get all of it up to date. But like you said, this is one of our oldest cameras, and you can see that the, picture quality is not good at all.
We thought that might be Dave in his Santa Claus outfit going to his sleigh.
You know it's
But
not
it's
me.
kinda hard to tell.
He stole all of our red lights, all four of the purchase.
Oh, no.
Happened just after midnight, yesterday morning. So,
Oh.
but it looks, look how bright that environment is. It looks like daytime. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the purchase of, upgrade to the camera system at the Annex and Courthouse from Elliott Data Systems Incorporated for $27,040.70, and this is a budgeted item.
Second.
I'll second that.
Questions?
There's a special Sunday night, drive-through at Dave's house for single wives.
Or from Bob's data.
Bob, stuff.
Yeah,
Stop it.
And those drive-through Christmas lights, they have a matinee program. It's cheaper to go through an afternoon.
Rich actually has something that pertains to.
Yeah, Rich.
Real stuff.
We're not doing this because of that incident, are we? We're doing this because we need to do it anyway.
Need to do it anyway. This is the oldest camera we have.
It would be nice if you put, cayenne pepper sauce on all the strings when you do that, because nobody will touch it after that.
Okay.
It's kind of like putting clear grease on your road signs.
Well, that's true too.
Well, Rich, we need to do this, if you look at that, we need to upgrade the system in case something in the future does happen. We got a little
Absolutely. No, I'm
clear
with you.
view of what's going on.
Years ago, we caught a guy stealing, it was a skid steer attachment, buckets, out here from the cameras.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and we have several cameras, this is just the worst one. So, okay, got a motion second, any other questions? All in favor of updating this, please say aye.
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 Now, on regard to the camera system, the vandalism situation is, with the colder weather, this vandal can't cook eggs out there right now. So hopefully that won't happen until summertime. And by that time, we'll have the new cameras up and maybe we can catch this person. So,
Is that drawing a,
anyway, moving on. Now, Buck needs some help. And Buck, if that's your system, I think I'd be more money.
That's it, buddy.
That's it, okay.
We've got 4 new cars ordered just like that coming
is
in.
that that lid? No wonder you wanted the ambulance
They're on
lit.
their way. Yeah.
That's why Buck's wearing an eye patch today, as a matter of fact. Okay, we do need to create a position and add to the pay system and permission to hire an assistant fleet mechanic.
In that order, right?
So, there's the numbers and the grade and all that, motion?
You want 3 different motions, you want them all at once? What would help
One,
you guys?
one. It's in the minutes, that's fine.
That's fine. You got it? You want me to? Okay. I'd make a motion, we create a new position for the assistant fleet mechanic and add pay to the system of grade 7, between 20 and 36 cents, $20.36 to $23.92, and that will depend on experience, correct?
Depends on what?
Experience.
There's
Is that what we're
well.
gonna- So, and just give permission to hire for that position.
And we do have a job description for this and have it ready to go. Hey,
Yes, I'm gonna second this, but I will say this, Buck has a lot of hours and he does need this help. He wanted to talk on a little, I know we've gone from when you started it.
Yeah.
On the fleet,
Well-
let him talk and tell you a little bit. We definitely need
I
some
started in
help.
2017 and we had 65 cars, 65 vehicles. Now we have 103. But I took on the assessor, the annex building maintenance, the juvenile detention, the court, or the prosecuting attorney, the circuit marshal.
you say annex, you talking about maintenance department?
Yeah, maintenance department.
Okay.
And then I got the rollback. Spent a lot of time on the rollback. And, I do the tires for the county now.
Rollback is the
When I
record.
started, we did, you know. And I do all the county tires. And-
How do you do the rollback on your dollar?
Do what?
Yeah. The rollback.
Just ignore it, Buck.
I roll them back,
Yeah.
roll them forward.
They're rolling forward by themselves.
And I do my own paperwork, I process my own invoices. I log all the repairs and log all the invoices and keep all that stuff in line, order all the cars, drive the bus. Somebody has got to be at this new shop all the time. And when I have to leave, I gotta lock it up, you know? And, it's hard to get anything done as much running as you do also.
Well, and you
Work,
can,
and
you
then-
can do more in-house, the oil, you can
I wanna
leave.
make it all self-sufficient where we don't have to send anything out. But
Does that include transmissions and?
I'll do transmission, as soon as we get all the equipment, I can do it.
Okay. Good.
You know, and the engines and everything else, but I'm gonna have to have help, because a lot of them jobs take a while, especially when you got everything else coming in, you might not work on it for a week, you know?
How many vehicles can you store inside in process?
Well, when we was, starting all the cars out, when we got the new one, I had 7 vehicles in that new shop at one time.
Okay. In different processes and
Yeah.
stages, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't doubt that you need the help, I appreciate what you do. So, did I get a motion on this?
Yes.
Okay, in a second, okay, any other questions? Rich?
We have a budget for this for next year, or do we have a budget for this at all?
Yes, it is in the budget, we did plan on that.
And I have to give a lot of respect to Buck. I think when I first showed up in these things, he was laying on his ground in the back of the jail working on cars. And now he's built a really competent process. But, listening to him, he does need proper help. Otherwise, you'll be upset with the job he doesn't get done.
We're very big, or I am, on preventative maintenance. There's cars down there, it's got over 300,000
I know.
miles on them, and I wouldn't be afraid to take one up to Alaska right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Well, then Rich
Stay
also,
on top of it.
you know the process, Buck, with help, it'll actually save us money. It's just like the maintenance crew, we're building, you know, doing our own work instead of bidding it out. I mean, it looks, in the long run, this will save.
I don't send a whole lot out.
Yeah, I mean, but
Very little, but I do.
Well, it's hard to
It's
keep
just
up
like
with the
transmissions.
diagnostics equipment.
And I got to do diagnostic equipment.
in the future, you can have them sitting there, I mean, we can build up a stock where, this will save us money.
Don't tell him that, those guys, never mind.
You know, I think it's important to know how self-sufficient this county has become with as small a staff as it has. That's really impressive.
It is, and we've got good people.
You know,
That's the key to the whole.
plus I got 7 stationary generators I take care of too.
Well, not only that, but we're all getting up there where he can be trained.
Well, I
and he
got
got-
one at juvenile detention, one to Mark,
Take care of these noises.
2 at the jail.
Somebody wrecking it in.
Okay, okay.
I can't think of it. Then I got 2 trailers, but,
Yeah, we have standby generators, everything but these 2 buildings.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
You're talking also about the emergency generators also for the,
I got-
when those
for the
emergency
trailer
trailers go
generators.
Yeah, I was
out.
thinking about the trailers when you
Yeah,
said
I
that.
got 2 of them too.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Dan?
I have a question, I just wanted to make it known that we use Buck for other things too. He said he drives the bus, he hauls sometimes 40, 50 prisoners at a
I've
time
seen
in
that.
court. And, we loan him out to Road and Bridge once in a while because they use him as an advisor on some of their equipment.
Yep.
Just anywhere he's needed, you call, and say, call Buck, he'll come and do it. So
He may get called out at midnight to come
Yes.
assist with
Yeah.
your department.
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. and
What
weekends.
about body work?
I don't do no, I do body work if I don't have to paint.
Okay.
I think Buck needs a raise.
Well, I ain't got the facility to paint, for one thing,
And you can't keep your brushes
Well,
clean?
we'll take some off
no,
the fire
my
system.
brushes,
Yeah, keep it. Yeah,
Now,
okay, and the roll.
out of whack.
Mechanics are a little different too. Buck's been a mechanic for years and, you know, probably has $150,000 worth of tools in that
That's
shop.
another thing
In
about
that
the
shop.
pay. A lot of people, well, that's 23.92, but they don't look, you know, we got to buy our own tools. You know, Road and Bridge, they furnish tools for their mechanics. So, but I had all my tools before I started, and they, like I bought them all since I've been there, but, you know, it's an expense for a mechanic that a lot of people don't realize. It's a big expense.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, but the other comment I have, what's a succession plan for Buck when he retires?
We don't let him retire.
Well,
My
well,
succession plan
then
was.
when that car falls on him and he's working on it, you're gonna have to replace him.
Well, I think that's part of the reason
Yeah.
that, this is being put in place.
Let's hope this fleet mechanic, he trains them well.
The new helper's called the sacrificial helper.
Carol, I was curious, where'd you find this picture of Buck at?
Okay, yeah, that's,
I thought
That's when I first started.
That's Bob.
and that was a new car then. Okay, any other
It
questions?
almost looks like his new. It almost looks like a shot.
Thank you, Buck.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. And Buck, thank you. Okay, approval of group, plan insurance, and hate to tell you this, but I made a mistake. There is no hearing coverage listed on this, and it is dental and vision, correct? Okay. So, it's remove the hearing word, put in vision, and then you'll have the correct slide for this. Motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the group insurance plan through Guardian Insurance.
Second.
I'll second that.
Question,
Yeah.
did we skip number 5? and
Yeah,
just
we've
get
got-
6? Is that what we're
Okay,
talking?
what is number 5?
Number 5 is
Oh,
awarding
health
the
insurance
health
bid.
insurance bid. That's the,
Did I not have
care.
Yeah.
I don't care, we just,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why we didn't have it.
Okay, I missed that, okay.
Do you wanna
I thought I
finish,
double checked
do you
the
wanna
other-
finish this one? This is.
Yeah, let's do this one, then go to the other.
Yeah, this is supplemental things that people, our workers can purchase
Okay,
through Guardian.
okay. Let's do this one now, and then,
So this is not county health insurance?
This is not.
This is supplemental.
This is supplemental, the one we're talking about right now, that's why I want to distinguish.
different policy that you can.
We'll go back to the county. Team care.
Okay,
So we have a first and a second.
You have first and second motion to pass this supplemental program.
okay, any questions, comments on this one?
Thank you, Corey. And with the, and to just put some stuff out there for it is that if you don't have our insurance on your spouse, through the team care, you can get just dental for them as a supplemental, or hearing, or life insurance.
Vision, not hearing.
Sorry, vision. Oh my
Dental,
gosh.
vision, and
Vision and life insurance. So, like I said, thanks, Corey, she's been working on this a long time, and that was one big question, and that's still the question you're getting probably, is, well, do I have to have the team care? No. This is just a supplemental, like my wife has a state insurance. If I get the dental for her, then most likely she won't have to pay those co-pays that she pays, or, anything like that, so. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, motion second, I have that. Any other questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave this slide on the board and read the next item, please.
Award health insurance bid.
Okay.
It's number 5 on here.
On your dial.
This is the team care policy. And, any, motion on this?
I make a motion, we award the health insurance bid to Team Care, the one we currently have.
Just extend it, basically. Okay, second.
I'll second.
Questions?
But we had another bid come in. We evaluated it. There's, depending upon how our results would be, and they look at it may have been cheaper, it may not been, but one of the things that we talked about here, we've had this health insurance through Team Care for how many years now?
About 5.
5, and during those 5 years I've been here, we have not had any problems or heard from employees that they've had problems with their claims or deductibles or anything else. That's rare to have a company with this many employees on that, many people on the insurance plan with no problems.
And we've been happy with the cost. So,
Now, this has to be approved again every year, but it doesn't have to go back out to bid for another 3, correct, Louis?
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think 3-year contract
With a not to exceed,
with the
basically.
not to exceed.
any other questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
We
We've been.
know what the amount will be for this year, because people do ask that. Is it 700?
Oh, it's on my desk, I don't have it in front of me.
It's up about, I think, 2. Huh?
I thought it was 825.
It's 8 something.
It's went up a little bit for your spouse coverage.
Okay, that's per person.
Per person.
Okay.
83530, so it's gonna go up a little bit. Now, for you, if those, you put your spouse on, we get 2 pay periods, so that, you're gonna see a $20 per pay period increase for healthcare insurance.
Okay.
That's not terrible.
Okay, and so we need a vote on
No,
this, right? No, we voted?
you've already got it.
Okay,
I just
so
wanted to tell you that's what
now
to
we're-
expect for your spouse.
To tell you how astute I am, look, this are supplemental coverages.
Keep moving.
Okay,
Yeah. That's okay.
Go
We
on.
understood like that.
okay. Okay, must have been a bad morning. Okay, this time next week. See you then. Anybody got any correspondence? Public comments? Departmental reports?
Commissioners?
Yes.
Received information from the Missouri Association of Counties yesterday, and the legislature is currently reviewing the budget, preparing the budget to submit to the governor for fiscal year 2025, because we're in 24, okay? And the consensus revenue estimate for that new fiscal year will show a decrease to 0.7% after an increase this year of 7%. That means that they project a general growth or a growth of general revenue to be 0.2% in the next year. I bring that up to remind you that when you proceed with your budget for this next year, they are flatlining everything, which is what the auditor's office did for projected revenue in the next year, with the point being 0.7% increase. We do not anticipate an increase of sales or general tax revenue.
What's their fiscal year? Is it June or December?
It is June.
June. Okay, that's why they're doing it now.
That's why they do it now. They have to approve the budget by May, the last Friday for the final Friday of session. That's when it has to be approved, put in for July 1st.
All right, thank you, Larry. Thanks to the city of Farmington, they did some work for us and at no charge at the jail, and we appreciate them for that. Public, thank you for that. New Owl Creek parking lot, there's your pointer. Show us where that is on the map.
Yeah, this is actually the parking lot, and I want to thank John and Mrs. Really, you come in, right here is the landfill, and you'll come down the road, and actually this parking lot is right here. They've expanded it, and they did a great job. You see the rocks. This is projected for in the future when we need this size parking lot. That'll help us in the future of our grant bidding, and we have to have this done to assume the bids and develop the park as we go. There'll be other steps taken in the future, and this will help us. And thanks to Bridget, we'll be bidding on this stuff. We're gathering we already know what we want to do. This is one of the first things we need to do to start producing to help the park move along.
It doesn't make much sense when people ask, why are you building a big parking lot when you have the way the state grants work? You have to have this in place to be able to get the grant for this, and then you have to have this in place. And so you have to be able to say, yes, we have parking for this amount of people, yes, and then they give you grants to do the others.
I really think at this time next year, we will be moving right along with this. This will help.
And this still is where the grade, or the glade, is preserved and protected and they didn't get.
So we can use some of that depending on how the grant.
Okay, the glade is right here. This is a no-touch area right here, the glade, which you come down around. The trail out of the park, the asphalt trail will start right here. And it actually goes down, and you can't see it here, it goes across, and there's a dam right here, and this whole backside.
Stays on this side of the river.
Yeah. This is actually Owl Creek right here. This is what's named after. Here's the river. And this just feeds into it. But the trail actually, right there, you will get out and you'll walk and you'll just come right down. Right here actually is the trail right here.
Bless you.
About how long will that paved trail be?
Yeah, that'll be, the paved trail, the first phase will be 1.25 miles long. Even though we have a bunch cut, but more trails cut, we'll just advance as we go into grants and develop it. And Dan understands what I'm saying. I think he's been out there. Bridget's been there. It'll just develop.
Overhead view, is that the entire park?
No, this is just a small piece of it right here, Rich. This is just the beginning stages to get to where we want to be.
178 acres, right? 170.
Yeah.
Well, the cost of all that too, depending on how the grant reads, we can use that for our in-kind match.
Yes.
If we have to do any kind of match, for the construction of the parking lot, we tracked all those expenses, so.
Well, and this right here, Rich, what we do.
Show it to the far right. It's got 177 acres, but if you'll show up the upper right, it's also got land adjacent that's still in the mines control that we believe that we can get to add to it that just dovetails right into that.
Well, Rich, in the future, right here, this is the old Hall Road. This goes to possibly 800 acres.
800 connects.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's
the
gonna
whole
slowly
trail
develop.
system. So, awesome.
Which is why we need a superintendent on this property. Okay, no, Kevin?
Yes.
I show this every week.
Yes, just There's filing for the offices right now. If the local schools file, if your cities file, this is the April election, and the final day will be on December 26th. Also, this is just something for next Monday is our budget at 10 o'clock. We've already published it, so I didn't know if you had that on our thing. You said the next meeting, but you know, that's an open, right? Open public hearing at 10 on next Monday. So I tell you, that's coming up.
Okay. Here's your sales tax report. We're up 1.5%. Again, still up. And I want to add to that slide, sales tax comparison for over 2 years. I keep saying it's compounding, and it is. But we've got a 14.5% increase over 2 years. And so that, and if you do 3 years, it's 16.26% total growth over that time.
Thanks, Joe.
What?
Thanks, Joe.
But, and for the total of this year, we're 13 plus million in sales tax revenue. So that's that report. Prop P income is 222,000 for the month, and we exceeded 2 million for the year. So that's Prop P's income on that.
And that's above our estimates.
What?
That's above our estimates when we passed.
Yes.
By about 20-some%.
And every indication is that's going to continue to grow because of more and more online shopping. Okay, after this meeting, and Parks, is Parks in yet?
He's on his way.
Okay, well, they're getting food ready, and you all are welcome to this. It's for the employees and these attendees. So hang around and eat your meal. And Merry Christmas to you.
I think he's planning on starting 11:15, 11:30, something like that, sort of.
Yeah, they've got to get the food in, and you see the tables out there, but hang around. Any other departmental reports?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.